This is Fido Friendly Travel Talk. Here's your host, Susan Sims.
Hey everybody, it's Susan Sims with Fido Friendly Travel Talk, brought to you by Animal Radio, where we talk about the travel and lifestyle for you and your furry best friend. Now, have you ever seen a pet product and you thought, gee, I wish I had thought about that? Well, my guest today, Debra LoFranco, has just that product called Scratch Square, and she's here to tell us all about it. Hi, Debra. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. I am so thrilled with your product. I haven't seen it in person, but before I get ahead of myself, tell us how did you determine that this was needed? This Scratch Square. How did you determine it was needed in the industry?
Yeah, it was actually just out of pure need. I would take my dog to the groomer to get his nails clipped. Because I didn't know how to do it myself. I feel like most people don't know how to trim their own dog's nails. And so, of course, take them to a professional. Well, Trevor started to have a little bit of a reaction to that. I guess they might have clipped his quick, and he became very anxious. So he wouldn't allow anybody to touch his nails. And I definitely couldn't do it, nor did I trust myself attempting to do that. So I realized his own instincts were really the key component to allowing pets to trim and file their own nails and have fun while doing so, engage in a healthy behavior to get out energy that was both mentally and physically rewarding to them.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. We've had dogs, over the years, and we have tried. My husband did a pretty good job with our lab, but our lab was exceptional in a way that he was so easygoing. He was pretty much okay with anything, but that was very rare. So, I have to go to the groomer just to get Honey, our little 12-pound Chihuahua Black Terrier. I have to go just to get the nail trim. So I'm going to have to try the product myself and tell everybody about it. But I love your website. It's devora.us. And on the website, it tells about the product, but it also says it's a 4-in-1. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's correct. So when I decided that I was going to move forward and bring something to market, my biggest goal is really to bring value to people. I wanted to find a way to support pets and support their pet parents. So I was able to create a Scratch Square to be like a 4-5-in-1, to be that slow feeder, to be that treat dispenser enrichment toy, to be a tug toy, a chew toy, and a bounce toy, and to make it all durable. So we're used natural rubber as our main base. And then we do have a changeable scratch pads that you can change those centers out. So the consumer should have the Scratch Square for at least 1 year to 5 years.
Oh, wow. And what were the hurdles to bring something like that to market? So you had the concept, You had to design it, you had to get someone to manufacture. So what are some of those hurdles? Because I think a lot of us think we have great ideas, but going forward with those ideas aren't always that easy. So how did that experience work for you?
Hurdle after another. I think anytime we try something new, it's always challenging. But it starts to get easier as you go along. For me, I immersed myself into the pet industry, so I learned as much as possible, and then into the manufacturing industry, from going and visiting manufacturers that were local that specialized in rubber. So I was just like a sponge. I tried to absorb it all. And then you have after you make the product, then you have how are you going to get it to consumers? So I didn't know how to build a website or anything like that. So I really used education as my primary way to overcome all the hurdles I was experiencing with bringing something to market. And I strongly advise other people as well is to, just ask questions, reach out to people. I reached out to the New Jersey Maps, which is to connect some dots for me that I wouldn't have even thought of. So it's all about really trying to tie things together within your reach. And reach out to whoever you can to help you, because most people love to.
Yeah, the pet industry is really special like that. And while I was on your website, I noticed that you had some awards, and yeah, it's amazing to me. So tell us a little bit about those pet industry awards that you received.
Yeah, so when we first launched, things were during COVID, so we got delayed for a little bit. But when we did launch, we launched virtually with a Global Pet Expo that's put on by the American Pet Product Association and PIA. And so they recognized our whole entire brand. So I'm, of course, I don't do anything small, right? So I launched 7 products all at once rather than just launching one. I don't know what's wrong with me. I call it my Einstein era. But so they recognized the whole Scratchcore product line and they gave us an award for the best boutique, beginner products that were there. So then we went to Super Zoo, that's organized by the World Pet Association, and they named us the best grooming product. And then Pet Business named us one of the most innovative products of 2021. So it was really like one award after another. And then we went on to merging brands and all that good stuff. So we got a lot of media attention because we were so different and so innovative. I feel that really helped us overcome other milestones or hurdles that we would have faced if we didn't get that immediate attention.
Yeah, that was wonderful. And because we don't have a visual, if you were to explain what this actually is, because it's easy now because I've seen it, on your website, but tell us exactly what it is and how you get the pet to use the scratch to literally file their own nails.
Yeah, so it's a solid piece of rubber that we actually remove the core when we're manufacturing, so it makes it like hollow. So it's a rubber all the way around, like 4 sides, and then it has with a hollow center, and then it has 2 handles on each side. So because it's rubber, you can chew and bounce. The pets can chew and bounce with it, and because of the handles, they can tug with it. And then when you put the food inside, the flat surfaces on the top and the bottom, there's a emery paper that's changeable. And because it's like a cloth emery paper, they can change it out. And it's what they use to file down their own nails. Well, so as they're, so as the food's inside, as they're scratching at it, they'll smell and hear the food rattling around. And then as they're scratching at it, the food will actually disperse outward. So they'll be getting a slow feeder and be able to eat throughout that.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about what you have for our feline friends. So sit and stay. We'll be right back with more Fido-Friendly Travel Talk on Animal Radio.
At Tito's Handmade Vodka, we've been dog people for over 25 years. Back in the day, it was just Tito and Dog Joe out at the distillery. But soon, stray dogs followed the smell of food and started showing up. Since then, Tito's has rescued over 100 distillery dogs, worked with thousands of animal-focused nonprofits, and hosted countless yappy hours to celebrate the bond between pets and their people. We love making vodka, but we may love dogs even more. Tito's, the vodka for dog people. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
This is Fido-Friendly Travel Talk. Here's your host, Susan Sims.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking with my guest, Debra LoFranco, about her product, Scratch Square, and the benefits of keeping your dog's nails trimmed. So, Debra, is there something our feline friends would be able to use?
Yeah, so when we developed Scratchcore, we decided that cats can do this too. So we made a cloth version of the same exact concept for them, which is really great, but it is more of a canvas and a catnip base.
I inherited a cat, and she's very slow to learn things. It took me a long time for her to use the cat litter box. But I think my mistake is because I mostly had dogs all my life. I didn't ever think about the catnip or whatever that is that you put into things to let the cats get attracted to it. So it might be good because her claws are outrageous. I mean, she's outdoors a lot, so I really don't want to trim them to the point where she couldn't defend herself. But I think she'd see the benefit of that. I would just have to play with her, right? It's just a toy. It looks like a toy for them.
Yeah, we call it the flying fish. So it's a canvas outside. It looks like a fish. It has crinkly fins, so to say. And then it has a Velcro tail. And so you can stuff the catnip inside, or if they respond better to treats, you can even put treats inside. And underneath the burlap layer both on the front and the back, is a cloth sandpaper. So what they do is they engage with it. They usually kind of put the fin in their mouth, and then they scratch on the burlap area, which frays it out, which makes them attracted to it even more. But what they're really doing is they're filing down their nails in the process, and they're not destroying it like they think they are, because it's a cloth sandpaper and then a canvas and then, the catnip and then all that in reverse. And it does come on a twine cord, so you can hang it, or you can toss it, play like a flying fish, or you could just lie it on the ground. So we make our products very versatile for the pet parent to use how they wish.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, before I let you go, is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners? And what is the best place online for them to learn more about your company?
Yeah, definitely. So we just launched our newest product called Scratch Shield. It's a clear, transparent tape that goes on doors, walls, screens, couches, anywhere a pet, even kitty litter boxes, anywhere a pet might scratch. It's great because it has a nail file. So it's a clear, transparent tape that is actually going to file their nails and protect the surface in which it's put on. So it's just another one of our fun ideas that's great for pets and their pet people. And all of those products can be found on Devora.us, or even most of them are on Amazon and Chewy and Tractor Supply as well. But unfortunately, not everybody carries us yet. So if you would like to see our whole selection, please visit Devora.us.
Yeah, give it time. So, hey,
yes.
I want to wish you continued success, and I'll probably run into you at one of the trade shows next year. And, I hope everybody takes the time to go to Devora.us and learn more about you and your products. So thanks again for taking the time. I know you're busy. Thanks again.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for Fighter Friendly Travel Talk. You have been listening to my guest, Debra LoFranco. Scratch and Square is the product you want for both your dog and your cat. So be sure to take a look at their website, and that is Devora.us. Until next time, this is Susan Sims with Fido Friendly Travel Talk. Remember, travel safe and leave no dog behind.